All right, this is Ward Science kidney dialysis simulation. And for the first step, we've already filled a beaker full of 200 milliliters of distilled water. So now we are going to test for the presence of glucose using a glucose test strip. And as you can see, it starts out a tealish blue color, and depending on its color change afterward, it will determine whether glucose is present in solution or not. So I will post a picture of that now. And we'll give it a shot, give it a little swirl in there, and now we'll wait 30 seconds after to see if there's a color change. All right, this is step 2, and I'm going to test our simulated blood for the presence of glucose. Your instructions say to follow the same procedure as with water, but rather than pouring out 200 milliliters of blood and wasting it, I'm just going to dip the test strip directly into our entire solution of blood. We'll get some of that off of there. And we'll wait 30 seconds. All right, this is step 3 and step 4. I have already put 15 milliliters of simulated blood into dialysis tubing and tied off both ends. And then I rinsed it under distilled water. So now we are going to look at the color of both the blood and the water. As you can see, the blood is deep dark red and the water is quite clear. Now we are going to put the dialysis tubing full of blood into the water and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes. So when we come back, we'll take a look at the color and start to do more tests. Oh, well, that's one way to do it. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes or so, and as you can probably tell, the water has turned a sort of golden yellowish color, and the bag has stayed roughly the same color as before. Alright, we're going to test for glucose. First we're going to test the water, same way that we did before, using a glucose test strip. Again, it starts out bluish teal. We'll mix it up in the water a little bit, and then we'll let it sit for about 30 seconds and see what happens. Okay, this is step 7. I have made a small slit into the dialysis tubing, and I also spilled some in the process, which is why it is much less than before. But either way, we're going to test glucose of it. So again, we're going to use a glucose test strip, just like we did in all the steps before. And I'm just going to put it down inside of the blood. Take it out and get as much off as I can. And then wait a few. Step 8 and 9 of the dialysis simulation. After viewing simulated blood under the microscope, what we see is very similar to what you see with normal blood, as you saw in cardiovascular sections, little round cells. As for the simulated urine, the yellow solution that was in the cup after sitting for 15 minutes, there did not appear to be any cells that I could see.